Yeah, hi everybody.
Hello, just one sec. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. It's a beautiful quote quoted by John Quincy Adams, and I'm Nidhi Jain, and your host for today's talk show.
Hello everyone. I am Shishti Singh, the head of public relations, SK Associates and Group. It's my pleasure to host this talk show with Aditi.
Before we begin our talk show, let me briefly introduce SK Associates and Group. We are an ISO certified management consulting firm registered under the MSMED Act 2006 with the Government of India. Our mission is to provide consulting services to student entrepreneurs globally, covering areas such as compliance, operations, marketing, research and development, human capital strategy, and operations. Our passion lies in helping these budding entrepreneurs bring their dreams to life and contribute to global economic growth.
Entrepreneurship is a catalyst for change and innovation. It's a powerful force that can reshape industries, transform lives, and make the world a better place. We are committed to supporting student entrepreneurs on their journey, equipping with them the tools, knowledge, and networks they need to succeed.
Now, before we begin our show, let's take a moment to introduce our guest for today. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome Ms. Nidhi Jain, CEO and founder, German Gyan, to the special event. We are truly honored by your presence today and we are thrilled to have you share this momentous occasion with us.
Thank you so
Uh,
very
we
much.
we welcome you, Ms. Nidhi.
Thank
Ma'am, so
you.
my first question to you is what inspired you to start the startup called German Gyan?
Okay, while I was studying German language, I have studied it from German Embassy, Max Müller Goethe Institute. So while I was studying there, the course, like the studies are extremely immensely good there. But while I was studying, I was facing a lot of issues. Like with the very first level, they are not introducing the language from Hindi to German, but they were going to German to German, not English to German or Hindu to German. So the very first thing was that in the very first class, they are starting everything from the German only. So if we are sitting in the bundle of 30 to 40 students, it becomes really very hard for us to understand the language. Plus, to raise your hand in front of all the students that we are not able to understand. Like that is something which was the very first, very first initial point you can say, where I got an idea that why not to open a German language classes in which I will be able to teach the students from Hindi to German or English to German. Because of that comfort zone, they will be able to understand the language in a better way. So that was the main idea from where German Gyan actually started.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. This was really inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Can you share some key challenges?
Key challenges. See, to be very frank, there were lots. In the
Mhm.
starting, what like how I started it, basically, I opened a YouTube channel named as German Gyan. That was in 2016. I opened it. So what I was doing it, whatever I know, I am just because on that point of time I was not having a very good phone. I was not aware of so many like editing tools or how you have to make the videos or edit it. So the very first initial video I do remember the that was of alphabets. So I collected the alphabets, the A4 size white sheets, and I drawed A B C D. in like each like one paper. I was about this much big, A B C, and then I borrowed my sister's phone. She was having iPhone on that time, so I just made a video from that, and I was just pronouncing it, and that I uploaded on YouTube. So this is how I started my journey, because I was not aware how I have to do YouTube, because I was totally new. I just did it in a flow. I did it because I was not aware that yes, we can become a content creator or YouTube or YouTuber. We can become, or Instagrammer, content creator. We can become, or I was not aware the term entrepreneur also on that particular time, because in my family nobody is into, like everybody is doing job, whether father, sister, mother is housewife, but I was not aware of all that things. So to understand, to get into it, that was the biggest thing. But simultaneously, to be very frank, you can say by the grace of God, I, like in my life I have meet a lot of people who have taught me, and from them only I have learned everything, and I did it. So yeah.
Thank you for highlighting it.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my next question to you is, how did you first become interested in language education, particularly German?
Yeah, I think so. This is a very important and a good question. To be very frank, I was not aware of the language also, but my sister, who inspired me that you must do the language, and why only German, she convinced me by saying that German is a language which is going on the boom. I was on that particular time, I was like, I want to learn Spanish. Why only German? Why you are just like running towards German, German, German? So then I got to know that particularly German is a native language of 7 different countries. So the demand, the jobs and all are so much into German language. So that's the particular reason I just went. In fact, I was not very much serious while I was doing it. In the first level, I was not very much serious. I did it in a very fun way that okay, we are doing it. But from the next level, I started to get it that okay, if something I'm doing it, let me like do it in a proper way. Maybe, and today I'm here. So yeah, I
Thank
did
you
like
so much, ma'am, for highlighting.
From
Aditi,
other language,
I think there is a network problem from your side, Aditi.
from my side.
Yeah, your video is
Now
getting
am I
freeze.
now am I
Yeah, yeah,
audible?
now you are audible.
So sorry. So what sets your teaching methods apart from other language education programs?
Basically, German Gyan from YouTube channel, we were getting the worldwide leads, not only from India, because YouTube is a platform from any country people can reach out to you. So when I was getting, and I was very much regular in 2016 and 17, I was getting a very good response from YouTube. So from there, I was into that, okay, we have to be available with more time than we are having in India. Like in India, we are available from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That is the basic time we are having the classes. But German Gyan is open all 7 days. Online, I'm talking about from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. So from anywhere, from any country, you can get the online classes, and the online classes are live session classes. They are not recorded. Yes, we sometimes do use Skype. If somebody wants that we want whatever we are learning, we need to record it. So on Skype, we are having a proper option. You can record it, download it with yourself. After 30 days, it will automatically get vanished. So, and if we talk about the offline things, then offline we are available from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The offline institute which we are having in Prithvia, but because we are into online more, we have just opened in August the offline center. So the online market is huge. That's the only reason we are available from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. Yeah,
Great, nice to hear this.
Ma'am,
thanks.
so my next question to you is, how has technology played a role in the evolution of your teaching approach?
A very great question. To be very frank, technology from the very beginning, as I told you, I have started my career, my entrepreneurship, my everything from YouTube itself. So YouTube, it's already a very great technology by which people will get to know about the German Gyan. If the YouTube was not there, then I think so nobody was aware or nobody could be aware, because till now date, like I'm talking about from 2016 to 2024, I haven't used a penny for a marketing, like not a single penny in marketing. Nor I'm doing marketing for the leads, nor not I'm doing any, like anything for anything but the technology. LinkedIn, if I talk about LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, in fact WhatsApp also has played a very great role. The biggest role I will say about is mouth marketing, you can talk about, or the awards functions, or the startups meetings which we are having nowadays, like that is on the boom. We are a lot of having, like this also, this session is like a lot of people will be meeting here and there. So by that only, by the technology, by the internet life, internet world, I have learned a lot, and I am getting all the leads from there itself. So yeah, that as then that is the only thing which helped me to make the German Gyan which is there.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, can you elaborate on your journey as the CEO and founder of the German Gyan and the pivotal role you have played in shaping the organization over the past 6 years?
Yeah, sure. To be in German language since beginning, like I was alone. Like till COVID, I was the lone person who was working on German Gyan. But in the COVID, I have seen the, like every company was going down, but there was a German a huge demand that I was getting a lot of work in COVID. Like I am so blessed for that. But in the COVID, I was getting a lot more students or a lot of more leads. So to be very frank, the journey was really great. And in the COVID, I have learned how to manage the team, how to answer the people, because a lot of people will judge you, like as a female entrepreneur, a lot of people will question you. A lot of times you have to choose your family or the work, because you are a woman. So there are lots of things which you need to manage simultaneously. In fact, to be very frank, I'm very much religious into, I'm into very religious things also. So for everything I have to make a particular time in my life. I have learned how to manage the time. Time management is one of the biggest thing which I have learned. Another thing which I have faced, a lot of people, like I am having my own business. I have, like nobody's on my head that you have to come on that time or you have to do all this and that. So a lot of people do not value that. Most of the people will be there and they will be saying you that okay, you can come on anytime, right? You are having your own business, nobody is saying you anything. So I have faced a lot of things, and particularly these particular things demotivate you a lot of times. A lot of times we do ignore, but not every time we can ignore, because we are humans. So a lot of things gets into our mind. But yes, a lot of people, a lot of, in fact, I have a very few students, or you can say the parents which I have gone through, like they gone literally mad sometimes, just because the student is not passing. If, to be very frank, if student is not giving or his or her 100%, then we can't do a spoon feeding, right? So it's not our mistake. We are giving you 200%, so you also have to give the 200%. So I have met a lot of such kind of people also, that who are getting mad on us also, that you are not teaching well or so and so on. So yeah, I have learned and experienced a lot of things, and a lot of things I have learned also, which on the daily basis we are learning, and every day actually it's a new learning. Since I have an offline office now, so a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of different agencies, companies we are meeting, and yes, the learning will go on forever and ever.
Definitely, as you say, learning is an ongoing process. I completely agree. Thank you.
Ma'am, like my next question to you is, what are some common misconceptions people have about the about learning the language German?
The very first thing people do think, most of the people I met, whether they are kid from fifth class to like any age, people are learning German. So the most biggest, the most common, you can say that German language is so hard to learn. To be very frank, this is a very big myth. Not because I have learned German, because most of the people answer me this only, that you know German, that's why you are saying this. but it is a easy language. You can easily, like, I will not say the comparison is not a correct word. Any language cannot be compared with any language, but if you can relate the language from the basic English and Hindi, then German is a language which you can easily relate and you can easily learn and go through with the language. German language is having a particular reason for everything. See, while we are learning anything now, we should get a reason that why. Suppose there is a, just I'm giving you example. There is a topic, German cases. So for each German cases, you have to understand that why this is happening. If you are having a proper
Yes.
reasoning, it will be very helpful for you to implement the grammar. Because learning, I like, it's my personal experience, learning is different thing and implementing is different thing. Most of the people will learn it. Now learn comes into the rectification also, and in the normal way people are understanding and learning it. These two comes under the learning. But most of the people will be facing a problem while implementing it. You know the grammar, but you are not implementing it. That's your problem, but you are not able to understand that this is a problem. So, German language is not hard. You just need to understand the topic and then you need to implement it. And if you're having a proper mindset that yes, we have to give our 100%, then only you will be learning or getting anything. Not only German, anything in your life you are doing, you have to give your 100%. And I think so, all will agree with that. So this is the very first and the very common thing which everybody will be there to say that the German language is hard. More you want to know? That's it.
Thank, thank you, ma'am, for sharing.
So, working alongside a team of skilled language instructors, what strategies do you employ to ensure effective collaboration and a positive learning environment?
Okay, so while I was into the YouTube journey, while I was doing a YouTube journey, I have worked, you can say an internship or just to learn a lot of things. I have worked 1.5 year in one company, not in company, it's a German language institute only, because there I need to get some experience because I was not having any experience how to teach, how to like tackle all the students, how to make videos and everything. So there I used to go, and like, it's not a good thing, but I did that. I was totally keen to learn things from there, like, okay, what, how the IT team is working, how they are doing, and how. So my motive to go there was only this, not to earn money, not to have any experience. I was just there to learn the things from different teams so that I can implement in our own scenario and I can run my business in a very good way. So basically what happened is ki, uh, when I am now, I'm having more than 26 trainers under German Gyan, online and offline both. So now what I have learned there is that, like, what whosoever you are having in your team, you have to manage everybody with a patience. Like, patience is a very important key. You cannot be very strict every time, you cannot be polite every time. So you have to manage that atmosphere, that any trainer who is working with you should be comfortable to talk about you or talk to you very, in a very good way, not in front of you and they are doing back bitching. That doesn't need to, because in every office or every, like, wherever you are working, this is a very common thing. We all know. So normally my trainers, to be very frank, touch wood, they do love me a lot, because they know that if they want leave, if they want that we are actually in a need, they will just say that this is a problem, we are going, or we are just going to roam around, or we have to go for the shopping. And I do agree, because see, everybody is having their own life. Everyone has to like, not only weekends they have to enjoy, someday in weekday they also need to go. So I do allow and give their personal time too. And whenever I need a time, suppose they are not working on weekends, if I need some, like, I will be asking them, please can you please do on. So like, everything थोपने से नहीं होता है, आप प्यार से कराओगे, एक वो म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग अगर आप रखोगे टीम में, तो मेरे को लगता है कि काम भी एफिशिएंट होता है और अच्छा होता है. सो मैं उस की को लेके चलती हूँ. एंड आई थिंक सो टचवुड वो इतने सालों से काम कर रहा है. या
Exactly, well said. Thank you.
Ma'am, my next question to you is, in your opinion, what are the current challenges in the education sector, and how do you see German Gyan addressing or contributing to overcome these challenges?
So basically, in education right now, we are having lots of challenges. People nowadays, the very big problem which like students or everybody's education they are suffering is they just want everything very quickly. Just give us and we have to leave it. Like it's a very common problem. Not in the schools, not in the college, not just in an institute. They have to like they are very keen that we have to do it and we have to finish it up. They are not like I remember when I was a student, like I was very much into that we have to complete it properly and it will take a proper time. We were aware of that. But now the new generation which is coming up to learn, they are very much keen, they have to run. Like please make it quick, please make it quick. In fact, they are not getting things, they are not accepting things, they are not understanding anything, but they have to complete it. So I think so they should be very much calm. That's the only reason whatever courses which we sell, we just keep 15 to 20 days extra so that they actually have a mindset that this much time it will take to complete. We cannot be hurry. To be very frank, we are having a customized course also, the fast track batches also, but that are only available for the very few students who actually need in a fast track. Like somebody is having a visa or something like that. Only for few students, but every student should know. Not only student or kid or whoso you ever are, you should be aware that everything takes time. If you are doing it, then do it properly. Otherwise, just leave it. So this is a very big challenge which everybody is facing nowadays, and we are tackling it by giving them extra particular time from starting. So they are having a mindset this much time it will take, so they will be calm while completing the course. And in such way, we will be able to teach them and guide them properly. So I think so. This is the biggest one.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for highlighting.
So, you mentioned a belief in the transformative power of knowledge. How do you envision your role in making education accessible to all, and what initiatives has German Gyan taken to fulfill this vision?
I am working right now online and offline as I have told you. But apart from that, I am right now like I am not. I am teaching in a lot of NGOs also. On weekends, I go to NGOs. Not only the like girls NGOs. We are having 2 3 NGOs which only have the girls, but with boys and girls both NGOs we are having the tie up. So there I go. Some are disabled, where disabled people live. So I go there and we teach German language because everyone has a right to learn language. Why only the people who can afford the language can learn? Why not the people who are living in orphanage or living with certain NGOs? Why they should also learn it? So we are trying to build the maybe any student from that may go to Germany in future. Anybody from there itself may join the embassy. So everybody, personally, it's my opinion that everybody should learn one language, not only German, but some language because it's a high time now everybody is doing something exceptional, so why not these kind of people. So we are working with lots of NGOs, we are working with lots of different schools like on 26th Jan 2024 only I was in Indore. So there, I have been opened a German language classes in very small town. The name is Devas. So there, I just opened German language classes in school and the college. And to be very frank, that is the first time in whole Devas something is happening like that. So I always try to do something new and new so that students should learn it. So I have opened in the school curriculum and the college curriculum that yes, why not to start this language? So yeah, trying to do something new and new, and I hope that I will be reaching a lot of towns, the small areas where the language is not available, and will try to do that in future.
Definitely, we wish you good luck for that.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Ma'am, so my next question to you is, how do you stay updated on the latest trends and innovations in language education?
See, education is something which on the daily basis you need to be updated. Like, if you know, then doctor do study on the daily basis, right? So, likewise, as a teacher, as a mentor, as an entrepreneur, we need to study on the daily basis because see, language will be limited, but a lot of tricks, a lot of tips, a lot of self study will make you understand and clear a lot of more new things because every time you're studying the same thing, you will be finding something new from that. And that personally, I have experienced that I know this is a study. Suppose I'm teaching A1 level, so I'm just studying it again and again. I'm teaching to different batches, so I am learning something new from that only. There are lots of words. See, in every language we are having millions and unlimited words. So every time it's not important that you know the meaning of every word because you are a teacher. It is not necessary. A lot of times you have to Google it that okay, what is the meaning of this? If student is asking you, so it happens. Learning is a process. It cannot complete any like it cannot be completed. So we need to be upgraded. We need to like I always try to give again and again on the like 3 months or the 4 months I'm going to German embassy and giving the exams, just not for the certificate, just to know the pattern of it so that we can get the students more better results. So we have to be updated like that.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing.
Most welcome.
So, can you share a success story of a student who excelled through your program?
Yes. So, the very recent story, let me just tell you, there was a woman, the woman who were having two kids, and the kids were 24 and I think so 20 somehow, and the woman was I think so 64 or something. So she was a single mother, and she has to go to Germany because their kids were going. So she has to study, and she was like, I need to work there also because my students, my kids are like I'm the single parent. I have to study and all. So she was learning. She learned a lot. She failed twice, but still I have seen that courage, that motivation in that I have to study because when you are failing once and one, your motivation of studying, especially at that age, there was like it just dropped down. So I have seen how much hard work and how much motivation we have given to her. In fact, she was actually motivating her also and us also that yes, this is how you have to study. And the a lot of students who were there in the batch, the I think so 12 more students were there in that batch. So they were also getting motivated that yes, if she can do, then why we are getting demotivated? Because it's not necessary that you will pass the exam in the one go. But on the third go, she just passed it with a very great marks. I think so she got 84% overall. So she was so happy. I do remember she just came with a bouquet and a chocolates that finally, ma'am, we did it and all. So that was extremely different. The first time I have experienced that thing, but yeah, it was amazing. So yeah.
Thank you. Nice to hear this.
Ma'am, my next question to you is, as a passionate educator, how do you balance your role as a CEO of German Gyan with your commitment to teach German at your language institute?
Okay, to be very frank, since I have opened the offline institute in Prithviar, I am not teaching much batches. Like I hardly take one or two batches because as a CEO and a founder, I have to manage lots of things. As I have told you, I haven't put a penny in a marketing, so I have to handle different things also. Like what content we have to go, what the things we. Yes, we are having different team members, but still, it's my personal opinion that you have to give 100% to something, then only something will, like I cannot be dependent on my team. If I will be dependent on them, yes, of course I am paying them for that, but I think so when I'm not giving my own 100% opinion, another person will be not giving that much. So I have to give my 200 and 1,000% to particular all different things to get the results accurate. So yes, I teach very few batches nowadays, but yes, this is how we are doing it.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing.
So, given your dedication to education, how do you incorporate innovation and creativity into the teaching methods at German Gyan?
See, in the teaching, yes, we are having very different vibe because we are having a proper books with the German language, and every subject we are having the books. But German Gyan do not teach you with the books. We are having a specific different topics PDFs, which we have created in a very easy forms, which will be helping you with the examples in Hindi to English or German to English, Hindi to German, so that it will be very easy for you to understand it. And while you are making your own notes, because making your own notes is a very good thing. In the class, if you are having 1 hour class, so we strictly say you need not to copy anything from the board. Here you have to understand, you have to ask your query. Here you are not to copy down, because in 1 hour if you are copying down everything, then there is no point to like having the class. One in 1 hour, how much time you will be getting to understand the topic? So it's strictly banned that you need not to write anything. Whatever, if any small points you click, you can note down the notes, small notes, but everything you need not to copy. Very first thing, we will be providing you in a Word file, in the PDF file on the phone, the WhatsApp group, or you can have the hard copy also from our site for particular that thing. In that, you will be having each and everything, whatever was there on the board. If something very exceptional on that time we got to know, like sometimes it happens that we just normally anything clicks to us and we write to it, so we normally to note this particular point, because that will be not there in the notes. So we will be having the proper exercise for each and everything in the proper, on the daily basis we just give them things, so that it will be easy for them to learn and it will be very easy for them to understand, because it's in a very simple and a humanized way. Like it's a very good pattern to understand, and students do praise us also that this is a very great thing. And on the daily basis we just tell them to learn 5 new German words, because German vocabulary is huge. So on the daily basis at least 5 words you have to learn. And on the proper weeks, like on the Fridays, or if they are having the weekday batches on Friday, we will be asking that whatever words, like on the 5 days, whatever words you have learned of 25 words, so we'll be asking randomly any students, so that it will be a practice session also. Yeah, so this is how we are doing it. And of course the test we are very regular with it, like all 7 to 8 days, again and again we are having tests, so that we can understand where student is having issue. Because if we will be not able to understand, then how we will be able to resolve it. So this is how we are doing it.
Exactly. Thank you for highlighting.
So, my next question to you is, what inspired you to not only establish German Gyan but also to maintain an active presence on YouTube channel, sharing lifestyle, dietary preferences, and your passion for various activities?
See, on the YouTube, because I have initially started my everything from YouTube. So that particular motivation, that the person who don't know anything about YouTube, still I get a lot of love from the YouTube in the initial days. Still I'm getting it, but the initial days when I was not aware of anything and still I was getting the reward for it. So that particular moment I do remember always. So from that motivates me to be there on YouTube every day. Like I put a lot of stuff. Nowadays, yes, it has become alternate days, but yes, we are very much active on YouTube. And on the side wing, if you ask me for the lifestyle and everything, so I'm very passionate about the photography. I do understand, as I've told you earlier also in this, that I have learned time management, that how I need to manage the time. So I love photography. I love to click my own photos. I love to wear different clothes. So yes, I do have a different page by It's Nidhi here on Instagram and on YouTube also, where I put my lifestyle, where I collaborate with different big brands and I work with them for the clothing, for different lifestyle products. So yeah, if Like if 6 hours, because entrepreneur is someone who is working all time. Like you cannot fix your time that you have to work from say, 10 to 6. It is not like something. So whenever I got to the time, yes, I find some time for that and I do that because I love that.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing.
To 2019. So, how has that experience shaped your perspective on language education and how do you integrate those insights into your teaching methods?
Can you please repeat the question? The starting part maybe I have missed.
Sure, sure. So, you have learned German at Max Muller Bhavan from 2017 to 2019. So, how has that experience shaped your perspective on language education and how do you integrate those insights into your teaching methods?
See, while I was learning, I was just making, suppose I have learned something today, so next day I will be putting on the YouTube. So very first thing, I was able to revise everything. The second thing, while I started teaching, so I automatically understand whatever I have not learned there. I have learned from other several trainers who was there in that institute where I worked 1.5 years. To the very good part is that from the trainers from there itself right now work with me in German Gyan, which is a very great thing. They are yes my friends also and the workers also from German Gyan. So I have whatever I have learned, I have implemented in all the teaching way. But yes, there I have learned the limited thing. While teaching, while having the different experience, while guiding, while mentoring students, I have learned more. So this is how the basically Max Muller Bhavan. Of course, that was the root, but the whole tree, the different things has made.
Thank you for sharing.
Ma'am, my next question to you is, how do you engage with your community, both offline and online, to foster a sense of connection and support for educational initiatives?
Okay, see, for the offline, I do, as I have told you, we are having a startups meeting, or we do go to different colleges. Like recently, I have went to Delhi University, DU colleges, or I go to the schools, different schools. In fact, my own school has invited me. This December only, the 2023 December, my own school invited me in the annual function to guide the students about the foreign language. So this is how we normally meet students. The students, or we are having like the school, there was school, the lovely public school, if you have heard. So they have called me in the parents meeting. Like the parents meeting, there was only the parents session. So all the parents were gathered there and I was invited there to talk about the foreign language. So I got a lot of opportunities to speak on these all things. And this is how I interact. And online, if I talk about, then I do YouTube live sessions very randomly. I do Instagram live sessions very randomly. So I do connect over the stories or the post or YouTube comments. Also, I do connect with my audience. So yeah, this is how I do connect with online and offline.
Ma'am, one more thing I would like to ask, like, how do you manage your offline and online batch? Like, what's the ratio of the online batch you have and the offline batch you have?
Right now we are having 40% offline because I told you I've just started the offline in August only. But I'm having more business, the more for the online because it has been started from 2016 only.
Like, what's the number of students like you usually engage in each batch?
In online, normally we take 4 to 5 students so that it will be very easy to understand. But we get a lot of nurse bunches from the Kerala side. They have to go to Germany. So in that case, that is exceptional only for the nurses. We get enrolled 20 students in each batch because they need to complete the course on the very hurry way because they have to get the visa and all the whole process for the whole building course. But normally 4 to 5 students in one batch for online, and offline we are having 8 to 12 students in one batch. Because see, a lot of students, if you are filling up, because that was my experience in Max Muller Bhavan, there was 40 to 50 students, 30 to 32 students in one batch, and we were not able to raise our hands just because of that. that if somebody will make fun of us or that. So we normalize, we have thought that why not to keep the ratio less of the students in the class and give the time to each student so that every student is learning equally. So yeah, that was the
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing.
most welcome.
Learning a language is an ongoing process. So, how do you personally continue to enhance your proficiency in German? And how does this commitment of continuous learning influences the ethos of German Gyan?
As I have told you, I do try, my trainers do try. We all try that on every 3 to 4 months we are giving the exams so that we can know if the pattern has changed. We have to get it that if some new books are coming up just for the practice or new any storybooks or new German movies are coming. So we do watch, like I'm having a projector class in my office. So we do watch. In fact, my students do watch the German movies, like the Indian movies in the German way, and I think so that is a very fun way. So we do enjoy all the things. In that way, we are learning each and everything, and we are upgraded ourselves with each and everything because while we are teaching, we need to be upgraded for each and everything. A lot of things we have to follow the German news channel also to get the new updates for the Germany because if we are having Germany students, if somebody is asking about Germany, then of course we need to answer. So we need to be upgraded for that same also. So this is how we try to manage all the things.
Great, nice to hear.
Ma'am, I would like to ask, like, if somebody has to start learning German language, what advice would you give to them?
The very first advice is that if you can give your 100% to the language, then only join German language classes or any language classes, not about German only. Because see, normally a student comes to learn just because of the pressure of parents or just because of the pressure of friends or somebody else is doing. This is not the way to learn the language because you are just wasting the amount of the money which you are giving us. Yes, we are earning, so we are happy. But for that, for me personally, if you are learning and you are while you are going, you are like, okay, we know this language this much, and if you're happy and you are motivated, then we are happy to teach you. But if you are not learning anything and we are just telling you, okay, please learn kar lo, that is not the way. So the very first thing, if you can give your 200%, the another trainer or the teacher is giving to you, then only opt for any language. Second, do not compare any language because suppose the tenses come. In each language, you are having tense while you are Hindi, English, whatever topic you take or any language you take. So students have a mindset that they start comparing. Comparison is not a solution. You can relate some places, you will be able to relate, but on every moment if you're starting relate or comparison, that is not true. So please do not compare any language from any language. Always and always fix your mind that if we can relate it at some point, we will do it. Otherwise, it's okay. It's a new language. We have to learn as a baby. It's a new language to us, like we have understood the k, kh, g or the ABCD in beginning. So these are the two very important point which you need to understand, I think so, and this is for each and every language, not only for the German.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing.
In the light of the ever changing business landscape, how do you maintain your adaptability and welcome change in this dynamic work environment?
See, as a business, as an entrepreneur, we have to see the market. We have to see because in every market we are having the competitors. We are in every market. We have to see that how you have to raise because as I told you, I'm not putting a penny for the marketing. And everybody nowadays are putting lots of money for the marketing and they are just growing and growing and growing. So without giving or putting that amount, how you have to manage and how you have to increase your ratio yearly basis, that is the point of study. So you have to study for that on the daily basis. We need to study for that. So I just keep updated that how and what are the things which I need to implement in my own business structure to increase that ratio, that we do not have that downfall. As business is something, it's very common to have the downfall and then you are raising up again. It's a process of the entrepreneurship, but we as an entrepreneur do try to like make the ratio of the graph the upside only. But yes, for that we need to study. There are lots of books for that. There are lots of podcasts right now which, or in on the LinkedIn you will be finding a lot of articles. In the newspaper you will be finding the articles. So we need to be upgraded through that modes. And to be very frank, normally people do understand that they do not help, but they actually do that. So you have to, like the recent movie 12th fail, if you know that dialogue, restart, restart, restart. So you have to restart your mind again and again, to grow your business each and every day.
Exactly, well said. Thank you.
Ma'am, based on your experience as a CEO of German Gyan, could you please share your knowledge on how to influence and persuade stakeholders in a professional setting to get the results German Gyan wants?
See, if I talk about stakeholders, I personally haven't experienced it much, so I'm having not particular much knowledge about that. So I will be not able to tell you the very clarity version of that, but it all depends. Like I will be not able to talk about that much topic, not into it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So, as an industry leader and businesswoman, what do you believe will be the biggest obstacle facing your sector over the next 5 to 10 years?
Of course, the competition is getting very high. As the students are like student, the demand is coming, the competition will be increased. So you have to be very, like you have to be very much active in the particular zone. You should be aware that what are the few steps which you need to take on the daily basis. See, in the entrepreneurship, you cannot wait. If you are wasting one day, you are wasting a lot of opportunities in front of you. So try to manage or try to tackle the new things daily. You have to think something new, you have to implement that, you have to achieve that. So you have to make your daily new goals which you need to achieve. And if you are going in such way, then things will be going the right way. And if you think that okay, it's our own business, why we are putting so much mind, we'll do it tomorrow or tomorrow or tomorrow, in this way things will go wrong. And this is my personal experience, so this particular help.
Thank you for highlighting.
Ma'am, in your capacity as a founder at German Gyan, how do you think companies, including your own, can advance society welfare?
So, as I told you, I'm teaching NGOs. So it is somehow enhancing the students and the new generation for the language. Because in India we are having lots of opportunities for German. Not only in like it's not compulsory after learning you have to shift to Germany. No, in India only you are having lots of opportunities for German language. So living here, if you can help in the economic economy in India only, then why not? So why not the people like in the schools, colleges? That's the only reason we are trying to go different towns. We are trying to reach different NGOs, so that why not people from that, because some student actually are very much bright from that small NGOs who are not getting the opportunity, but they are having a very mind sharp mindset. So let's give them opportunity so that they can help the future generation, because they are actually our future generation.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Aditi, Aditi, I guess her network.
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Yeah, now it's audible.
Yeah, tell me again.
Aditi, I
Okay.
guess you have network
So, how do you
issues.
personally define
Now it's
now?
okay. Now it's okay.
Tell me.
How do you personally define success, and how does your company's vision and values align with this definition?
Success is something which is an ongoing process. Success, as an entrepreneur, you cannot be success because if you are aiming that you should achieve, then once you achieve that point, you will be having another version. Like if you are having a vision that you have to earn 10 rupees, so once you earn the 10 rupees, your vision on that point will be 20 rupees or maybe the 50 rupees or maybe 100 rupees. So success is not something which you can complete, or it's an ongoing process. In entrepreneur, success cannot be completed once you have just like okay ho gaya ab. If you are not on that point, then but yes, I do agree at some point of time, like with doing 10 to 15 years of very good work, you have achieved all your goals. On that particular time you can relax yourself, and whatever you have achieved, just stay on that level and relax yourself and let things get happen. This happen once you like having everything whatever you want in your life. But still, if you need, you can just grow up. If you want, you can just stabilize yourself. So it all depends.
Thank you for sharing.
Ma'am, based on your own experience, what tools or approaches would you suggest for self education and skill development for those looking to persuade an entrepreneurial journey?
Uh, Please listen the podcast right now. We are having a very like whosoever is into the entrepreneurship, just listen to them. I'm not saying he is bad or she is good or whosoever is there. Just listen the experience, because from the experience you are learning so much which you cannot learn from any book. That experience which you are listening, in every word you will be finding a different version of a person. So listening the podcast, readings the articles from that on LinkedIn, they are putting a lot of articles on the daily basis. They are right now people are using chat GPT. To be very frank, the AI has just give up giving the boom. But if you just go through the earlier post, then you will be learning lots of things. So I think so podcast is very very essential thing which you can, because that is actually something very natural, because they are just speaking it in front of the audience.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for elaborating.
Could you briefly discuss significant turning points in your professional life that makes you feel proud of your position as an industry leader?
Okay, so uh, while as I've told you, I was working 1.5 year with some institute. So there was a point that that institute owner, right now he's not there. He just died in the COVID period. So he was a retired colonel officer. So I was working with him, and one day he just came to me and said, "Can you please collaborate your German Gyan with us, and we just together make one company and we can grow, or just leave German Gyan." So I think so that was the most the turning point you can say in my life, because I just in the couple of seconds I just said that sorry, I cannot collaborate with your company. I'm just giving you a resign and I will be like opening my own institute. On the next seventh day, I just opened the co-working office for the German Gyan and I started the offline classes. So this was a very big, and I think so it's a very great moment for me when I have heard from the company in which you are working from 1.5 year, and the owner says that why not to compare, like why not to collab your company with my collab. So that was a very big thing. And the second turning point was the August, when we bought our own office and we opened the German Language Institute. So yeah, these two were the very precious and I think it's a very proud moment in my life. And I think so the second one was just because of my father grace, but yeah, it happens.
Thank you. Nice to hear this.
Ma'am, how do you strike a balance between your personal life and professional life?
See, I am very much keen that I have to give everybody particular time in my life, because parents are equally important. cousins are equally important, the whole family is equally important, and side by side, work is something which is very essential, because without work, you are nothing. Whatever you have made in your life, that is just because of your work. So, work is very, very important. So, in that particular scenario, I do manage time somehow. Sometime it happens that I am just giving my 90% to the family because it's a need, and only 10% to the work. But sometime vice versa also happen, that fully 100% I'm just doing my work. I'm not eating, because I'm having some urgent work to do. So it happens. But you can say 90% I am managing and fixing things on the great balance.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing.
So, how much have skill and luck proportionally contributed to your success?
Very nice question. Basically, I do believe, as I've told you, I'm very much religious. So, luck is very important. But I do believe that for that also, you have to work hard. Success, uh, like everything, you will be getting it. Luck is very important. Without luck, you cannot get anything. If you have to get it, you will get it. But this statement is also not true, because if you're not working hard for a particular thing, you will be not getting it. So simultaneously it works. I personally think it works simultaneously. So I will be saying this only.
Sure, thank you.
Ma'am, what do you think about money? Do you consider money as your priority or not?
I think so. The very beautiful quote which my father has taught me, that money is not everything, but money is so much. Like, money can save you when you actually want it, but if you'll be wasting it, then money cannot save you in future. So I think so. Money is important, but not on the priority level for me at least. And I think so. This is a very true statement which we have learned. I think so in COVID time, I think so this everybody know that money has actually saved us, because on a lot of people just get out from the jobs, and a lot of people were not working. If they will be not having the savings, that how could they survive, or whatever treatment they were going. In fact, this was my own personal journey. My father was the first patient in my whole colony in the first COVID, when the COVID wave first wave, and then my mother, then my sister. I was in fact my dadi was also there. So I was the only person who need to handle everything. So I personally, on that particular time, I realized that money is so important. If I will be not able to have that money, if I was not having the savings, then how could I manage to talk the doctor, medicines, and whatever the essential things were that? So I have learned that money is important, but it's not should be on priority level, because once it becomes a priority, then you gone mad. People are mad for money, and that is not correct. You have to earn money, but in a very good way, in a very certain way. And if you're doing it, then kudos to you. If you're not doing it, then please try to do that.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing.
Okay, so the last question for today: who's someone in your profession you really admire and why?
Uh, I do admire my father. Uh, of course, he is not in my profession. Am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
audible.
Okay. Okay. So I do admire my father a lot, but as I think so, he is everything for me. His guidings, his learning, his way to convey the message to us, not like just putting on your head that you have to do like this, but the way he tells the things with the examples and everything, I think so that is the perfect way to guide anyone. If somebody actually wants to understand, I think so that is the pattern, and I do admire him for my lifetime, because he is actually the person who have made me somehow here, and I'm just so much thankful to him for just because the support is very important. If you are having a back support, then you can do anything. Like on the age of 18, 19, 20, why would anybody will be thinking to open your own business? Just go for the job. You know German language, go for the job and do it. What's the problem? I was getting a very good package of 1.5 lakh on that particular time. I just rejected it because I just want to work my own. I need not to have any pressure on me that there will be a boss who will be handling me or something like that. So I think so without the support of father, it is not possible for me. So I think so I will be admiring my whole life to my father. Yeah, he's my admirer.
Thank you so much. Nice to hear this.
So moving ahead, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to Ms. Nidhi Jain, CEO and founder of German Gyan, for being our guest today at Conversation with Consultants. Your presence and engagement helped it to make it a success. Thank you, Nidhi.
Thank you so very much for inviting me and having me, and extremely sorry for the yesterday.
It's
No,
completely fine.
no worries. Even I would like to thank Ms. Nidhi Jain for her participation as a guest speaker at our event Conversation with Consultants. Thank you for providing insight into your inspirational journey as a language expert. Further, we would also like to thank our audience for listening patiently throughout the event. Thank you everyone for joining with us today and hope that everyone has gained some knowledge from this event.
Yeah, thank you
Look,
everyone for listening to me. Thank you so very much.
yeah, looking ahead, we are excited to announce that our next episode of Conversation with Consultants will be held next weekend. We hope to see you all there. Thank you again, and we look forward to reconnecting with you next week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all social media handles to stay connected with us. Good night,
Thank
goodbye, and
you.
have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you everyone. You all may leave.